Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Ursa and this is another game of Civ with Rome, which normally means that I'm trying something out, and that is absolutely the case today. Now, a little while ago, in my investigations into mods that change the difficulty and the style of play that Civ offers, I stumbled across this on Civ Fanatics. Now, this is called Deity++. It's a very old mod. It hasn't been updated into Gathering Storm, so some of the functionality doesn't work, like, unfortunately, the options down here, which I'll describe in a second. But Deity++ does two things. It adds a deity difficulty, Deity Plus, and Deity++. I mean, it's quite simple really, I don't actually know why I explained that. But this is what it promises to do if we just zoom in on this little graph-a-bob. Look, there's Deity. This is what the computer gets when you play on Deity. 3 settles, 5 warriors, 2 builders, and then 40% science, culture and faith bonuses, and 100% production, gold, for combat. That's basically the military strength advantage they have when you attack them, as well as getting 3 experience on all of their units, some tech and civic boosts every era. I didn't realise this was every era, but yeah, it is. And what Myopic Cat decided to do, the amazing person behind this mod, is to increase it. So Deity++ ups this by another 2 difficulty levels, so now the AI gets 4 settlers, 7 warriors, 3 builders. It gets 16% more science, culture and faith. Unfortunately, production and gold is hard capped to 100%. That is a little bit unfortunate. But it now has 6 combat strength, 70 unit experience, 7 different tech and civic boosts per era. This is a crazy advantage. I mean, that's insane. That's the difference between Emperor and Deity again. Now, I'm not saying that we've played Civ enough that it's become easy, but, you know, that's sort of exactly what I'm saying. Will this help to solve the problem? Is Deity++ the little nudge the AI needed to be really competitive? Hence why I'm starting as Trajan. Now, Rome is a fantastically neutral Civ. They're brilliant for just being a little bit of everything, starting with a 3 monument in every city, having roads appearing between your cities, having extra gold and trading posts and legions that can really, you know, do some damage in the early stages of the game. They are fantastically useful units. And then also barbs, which, you know, apart from making sure that everybody in your empire is nice and clean and squeaky, they're just a fantastic improvement that really encourage you to build aqueducts in all of your cities for powerful industrial zones and some really, really good cities generally. They are awesome, and check this start out as well. Look at that, not 1, but 2 spices, including this 6 yield tile, 3 food, 3 production. That is crazy good. You know exactly what I'm going to say. If you want to play this map, come to Discord. I keep the save file there, but to those that like to do it with the fax machine, there is the options. You will need the Deity++ mod installed. Now, I will put this on Discord because this is a mod you have to do manually. You can't do it on Steam. This is a copy and paste job into the files of your computer. Unfortunately, console players, you can't do this. This is Steam and possibly Epic Store, although I do hear some terrible, terrible things about the Epic Store. Again, come to Discord. You'll got a bunch of people who share the same frustrations. They, I'm sure, will be able to help you troubleshoot if it's not working. We're playing on a fractal map though, with base settings, and here's the game seed and map seed. This is a 6-player map. I decided to go nice and small because, again, the computer is harder on smaller maps. On bigger maps, you as a player have more advantage because you're cleverer. You can spread further, you can go to war, especially when you start upping the number of players, it actually becomes easier, so small games can be quite interesting. Ignore the number 8, it should say 10 because we're on Deity++, but it's a standard speed game, and we've got no game modes on. Right, let's get cracking. I mean, look at that start, it's just amazing! Oh, goodness me, freshwater and 2 fantastic tiles right on my doorstep. The question is, this not only has spices, but this is also a hills tile, and even better, it is a plains hill tile. So if I go and settle on that, I will have 5 yield in my capital. That is insane, and I'm tempted to go and take that one. I want to settle on that. That's going to be fantastic yields for me. It reveals a bunch of the map and actually shows that I have a 3rd spices because 2 spices were not enough. 3 is the right amount. Means I have a marsh here, possibly to give myself the pantheon that gives me production on marsh tiles. We'll check that out in a second. Maybe if this desert contains desert floodplains, I'll think about doing that. I'm not entirely sure. I think it was worth yeah, it was worth the 1 turn delay on the settle there. So this should give me 5 yield. Yeah, look at that. 3 food, 2 production, and I'm immediately working a 3 food, 2 production tile. That is, oh, what a start. I'm going to rush straight in to a scout start. Now, I'm a little bit wary, I must say, a little bit wary of the AI. They are going to be very powerful compared to me here. Now, already I see another marsh tile. So that is 2 marshes in range of my capital. Yeah, that Pantheon looks like it might be a good one. So we're going to have to rush it, I think. I'm going to have to probably go for astrology. Do we go for a religion, or do I go straight for writing today? All these are questions. Well, we do have 1, 2 cattle, 3 cattle within the 3 tile range of us. No, I lie, 4 cattle. Goodness me, cows for days. In fact, I think we're going to have to change this, aren't we? it may be a little immature, but I feel that's fair. But assuming I'm working 1, 2 tiles, I'm going to get on those tiles pretty quickly. So I think animal husbandry as a start. Let's see if we've got horses. Let's work this cattle as soon as we can. Now, already we have found the letter. The letter lets you transform faith into city centre buildings as well as encampment buildings, and that means that on turn 3, I'm going to completely change my tactics again and go for astrology. I'm that sort of player. I can't settle on anything. But I think if I can get holy sites up and running, and I can use my faith per turn to use the letter to get city centre buildings and encampment buildings, then we might be able to do quite well on that one. There you go. Don't say I don't play flexibly. It's good to have nice flexible tactics so you can react to whatever the map is throwing at you at any one point. Now look, you see, I have 3 5 yield tiles all being worked now. That is, I mean, that's a start, isn't it? I mean, with that insane production, I'm going to just pick up a settler to start with. I'm not going to take the settler Pantheon, probably because the AI is going to pick it up before me. So I might as well jump on that really quickly. God King and Survey. We haven't found any barbs just yet, so I'm going to give my scout a little bit of a chance to get some double experience in. Now, Fractal often gives us very long and stringy continents, so we're going to kind of keep an eye out for that. Very long land masses with very little happening other than just sort of being very straight and very sort of, yeah, long, I guess is the way to put that. Tribal village, perfect, a little bit of era score, some extra gold, but otherwise nothing too exciting so far. Oh, there's the Fountain of Youth though. Oh, that's a bit lucky. Okay, astrology has been boosted. That works perfectly. In fact, actually, that'll be ready in 4 turns, and our settler will be ready in 6. Okay, well that's really handy. In that case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring my scout back down. I just want to loop around the bottom of my city a little bit and just make sure that we're not missing any good settling location here. Tribal Heart, really hoping for some faith. It's very unlikely. Oh no, unit experience. Well, I guess we now have Battle Cry. That's a good thing, but yeah, faith in a Tribal Hut is definitely what we would have really enjoyed there. So there is astrology boosted. I'm just having a look to see. I don't think I've really got any stone around. But, oh, that is a reef. Oh, hello. I was actually despairing for a second because I didn't think we had a very good science start, but already that campus is a lot better than it could be. In fact, actually, if I just assume I'm going to want to put a harbour out at some point, that already puts that to there, and I think we can just make ourselves a little sort of insulated hub, I guess would be the word for that. Let's go for a commercial hub to give that adjacency. We can put an industrial zone there, and a bath district there. That gives us a fairly decent assortment. I mean, that doesn't necessarily have to be a commercial hub. That could also be a government plaza, which would give that the +4. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Look at that. That's pretty nice. That means I can focus on putting my holy site somewhere a little better. Now this would be a good holy site because if the Marsh Pantheon has been taken, at least I'll be able to get the Pantheon that gives me the housing and the amenities for having a holy site on a river. Exciting! There's already a barb encampment to my north. I've got to be a little bit careful here. I feel like the barbs are going to level up very quickly because the AI is on a harder mode than normal. So we can't let them take advantage of us. And that is another reef. We actually, I think we're fairly near the middle of the map. Oh, he says, realizing he's right at the bottom of the map. Normally the reefs appear kind of in a more tropical location, but we'll take it. That's not necessarily bad. Do I want to settle up north? Well, there is a plains tile with some rainforest on it there. Not a huge amount of fantastic tiles. Maybe I could settle further down south. There is a mountain here for me to link up to get some water in. Just trying to think, actually, that reef is tempting. I'm gonna gamble on coming south. There's the holy site though. Let's get it done. Perfect. Yep, 7 turns. This is already really good, especially because I'm going to start working this 4-yield tile down there as well. Now, the good thing about being on a slightly smaller map is that hopefully there won't be such a huge rush for a religion, but you never know. I'm pretty sure Stonehenge can't be built anywhere. I mean, if I just have a quick look on the maps for stones, just so we can be super sure. Yeah, this is the only tile, and this is the only space in that space. Actually, in theory, I could put Stonehenge on this tile there. That would be in range. It would take 17 turns, and it would involve me chopping this down. Is it worth rushing it? It would also take pretty much all of my gold to get out that far. Could I do it? 50 gold for the second ring and then 75, so that'd be 125 gold. I could afford it. I could afford it. So that would mean me rushing mining in order to chop the woods down. Okay, now that's interesting. This is a very interesting point. I've put the holy site down. You know what? I'm going to go for it. Let's actually try and do this. On Deity ++, we're going to see if we can get Stonehenge. This is a bad move. I feel this is a bad move. So I've got the builder running there. Let's get that tile and that tile bought before I unlock too many techs and civics, because then the tile cost increases. I can't build Stonehenge yet because we don't have mining. So we'll do that. I'll go and chop it down to rush it, and then we'll roll from there. Oh, I really hope this pays off for me. I appear to have found a barb encampment in the middle of nowhere. Oh no, I say in the middle of nowhere, by Lake Verabanus. Ooh, oh, there's another barb encampment down here. Goodness me. Well, that's a bunch of fun. Well, really, settling down to the south is not as fruitful as I might have hoped. Yes, there is a reef to get my campus down, but apart from that, there's not a huge amount of anything else. This incense is very badly placed, actually. That's stopping me from putting my aqueduct down in a bunch of different locations. And man, it feels wrong. It feels absolutely wrong to put any Roman city down in a place where I can't put an aqueduct. That is a marsh. I really need to know if I'm going to get this Pantheon, actually. That would be a hugely useful thing. I could settle here. Unfortunately, I'm just trying to think of it like an amazing canal city option, but I don't think even that is going to be possible. We're going to have to put this as a very inland city, but it will come good later on, once the housing comes back in. But say I settle on this tile, put myself the bath down there to give myself the fresh water. Now that would be a good thing, because that immediately gives me the industrial zone. That's a +3 and kind of out of the way. It means I can still put the campus on that tile. That would be good. +2 is still better than nothing. Means I could still put a holy site down to get the +1 there. That would be decent. Maybe even a diplomatic quarter or a commercial hub. I mean, probably a diplomatic quarter would be better, but I mean, that would be a crazy plan. I don't think that's possible. Maybe, yeah, if we can get Feed the World. I think Feed the World is going to be quite important here. If we can do that, then this city is saved. I'm going to gamble on it. I don't often take a city with this little housing, but I think this is going to be a high-risk, high-reward location. I really hope that this pays off. Let's get rid of this. I'm settling on the Plains Hills. That gives me a 4-yield capital. I'm immediately working this 2-2 tile, so the tiles themselves are pretty good. Although I'm actually going to quickly work this Faith tile for a second. That should rush the Pantheon just a touch quicker. Just a smidge. And I'll immediately work to getting a trader going. I think that's going to be a good thing. Just to give myself a little bit of extra food and production in my capital. So there's the builder. Finishing the holy site. It'll give me just some points just in case the Stonehenge is stolen. There is that risk still. And look at these barbs already in Ravenna. There is a huge barb crisis, so Slinger is going to come out instead of the trader to start with. Oh, another spawn. Wow. That's actually just a touch depressing. Never mind. Back to the city, Mr. Scout. Thank you so much. And now that we've got mining, I think pottery. A granary in Ravenna. Actually, I should change the name of this. Call it Dryana. It has no water in it at the moment. Hopefully it can survive this barb assault. It's pretty horrible, isn't it? Let's get this chop done. 25 production. It's a tiny chop. The smallest chop you'll ever see, but then Stonehenge, bam. Down it goes. Let's all build a ring of trees. I did just see that scout there, though. Oh dear, please don't steal my... Oh, they're being attacked by something. By Venice. That's good. Okay, right, hopefully we can bring them back before anything too bad happens to them. Oh, an unmet player has finished building Stonehenge. Okay, on the turn I started it, someone built it. Deity ++, going for an early game wonder was clearly a bad idea, but it does mean I can put down the Holy Site prayers in 1 turn, or to get a shrine in 3 turns. I'm just going to rush that through quickly. We'll get... Well, we'll see actually. So let's see what somebody gets in terms of the religion. I bet they go straight for Feed the World. Choose the Pantheon. What's still available? No Settler. Okay, that's fine. Lady of the Reeds and Marshes is still available though. That is a fantastic thing. That means that our marsh tiles, I've got 1, 2, 3 of them already. And more to collect if I want them. This also gives me Oasis improvements and later Desert Floodplains. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna say that that's probably the best one to do. Lady of the Reeds and Marshes. Hinduism, there you go. Feed the World has been taken already. We knew it as soon as I started to rely on it. I knew that would immediately get taken up. Never mind. Oh my god, how many barbs are here? Look at that. Oh lordy, that is 1, 2, 3 archers, 1, 2, 3 warriors and a spearman. Oh no. That's a lot of bad. To start building more of an army here, let's get the warriors. Luckily, I have a road between my cities. I can navigate this pretty quickly, but I mean, this is pretty horrible. It's the fact that they're archers already. That's the disappointing thing in all of this. That's so tough. Oh, Barb encampment cleared, military tradition boosted. I feel like all of the barbarian things we're going to boost very quickly. Oh no, poor scout, you are going to get absolutely murdered in cold blood as soon as you step outside of this city. But I think, unfortunately, I'm just going to have to use you as sacrifice. Go this way. I'm sorry. The slinger is more important than you. Well, seeing as Feed the World has gone already, we don't need to rush this. I'm just going to play this as I can. This warrior, I'm just going to wait for a second. I'm going to try and charge 2 warriors at the same time. Let's get a second, then we can charge them both. Yeah, I think I like this. Yep, that died very quickly. I'm sorry. Alright, let's get the warriors out though. We've got 2 already. My capital is producing a lot of units. Let's get another slinger. I'm going to save up a little bit of gold now. Go for the archery boost to get archers in. I think they're going to be the difference between me surviving here and not. Hungary. Interesting. Okay. Now let's see how the AI is doing. This is turn 32. Sometimes they haven't quite finished settling by this point. How many cities have you got up? Just the 1. Okay, interesting. So they're taking more time putting down their cities than they are actually doing anything useful with them for now. Interesting. I need as much help as I can get. So Pingala, get into the capital. I need more science. I need more culture. I need a little bit of everything, really. Oh, I lost a warrior very quickly there. Oh dear, that was not good. Oh, I lost a second warrior as well. Oh no, this is terrible. This is terrible, but I do have a slinger kill, so archery has been boosted a touch. Okay, never mind. Oh, are you going to kill him? No, I survived. Actually survived 1 more attack. Good. Let's get that attack in. You heal yourself up, and let's get a slinger sorted quickly. There's archery. I believe it's 60 gold. Yeah, it is. So I'm actually going to put the archer into Dryenna, because I can use this archer to effectively stem the flow of barbarians to my capital. Now you can see I've got 2 warriors healing now. I've got a slinger on the way chasing down this archer. He's probably going to turn around and just run in the other direction very shortly, but that's fine. Let's get writing. I need to get the campuses down quickly. Nobody's gone for scientists just yet. Oh, I forgot to mention at the beginning, Real Strategy. This is a mod I run that makes the AI a little bit more intelligent. Honestly, it's really, really good. It balances a lot of the mistakes that the recent updates in Civ kind of put into the game. So things that make it super science focused, it basically makes the AI now properly choose victories and go after them, and not just science victories. It makes sure that they stop missing certain techs like nanotechnology when they're going for science victories, makes them more likely to get different wonders and build more army. Like, it's a really, really cool mod. I'd massively suggest that you check it out if you haven't done already. But sometimes what that means is essentially you get a little bit less focus from AI on science at the beginning of the game, and then it'll come good and they will go crazy later into the game. Now that we are just about safe, whilst I'm waiting for a campus district, I'm going to pick up a settler. I think that's the best thing for me to do, although I can't even put the campus down in that location because we do not have anywhere near enough gold to buy that. So that's not going to be a good thing for me, actually. What I could do is sell my spices, but the AI is not going to pay very much for it at the moment because they don't need them. So, when in doubt, get a builder. There's always tiles that can be improved, always. But actually, there's 10 turns until the next era. Can I force a Dark Age? That would be a really handy thing if I can do that. If I can force a Dark Age, then I can get the Dark Age policy card that will transform my science by like 75% if I've got a city with a holy site in, which I do. I have a lot of holy sites in my city, so that's a good thing. Let's switch to discipline and colonization. Perfect. Now I can start to actually get a couple of settlers out whilst I'm waiting. I think that's a good thing to do. Political philosophy, get the first government going, and Pingala, always better to go connoisseur to start with because the early game culture makes a big difference getting that first tier government. We're holding off on exploration. I really want to see if I can force through a Dark Age beginning of the game. We've only got the last 6 turns, and basically what we've got to do is nothing. You know, I spent my entire teenage years doing nothing, so this should be easy. I'm just gonna, start to attack the Barb camp, but not kill them. There's the boost on irrigation. Perfect. It's just an extra bit of food in my capital, and then we'll go and put plantations down on these 2 spices. I like how after you fail on Stonehenge, it leaves the circle in the field, just so you know, just so that you never forget what's transpired there. It's so harsh. Oh, Valletta, don't be like that. Don't steal this from me. I do want the Barb outpost. Okay. Right, I'm just not getting it for 2 turns. Just leave it alone for a second. Now, we met Hungary to the north and they've met Venice, which makes me feel like there's going to be pressure up in the north. So that's the direction that my settler's going to go into right now. Yep, they stole it. They stole it. Of course they did. My first plantation as well. Oh, that's a little bit of extra gold. That is a relief. I had 0 gold for a considerable amount of time. Oh my goodness, Hungary just are not. They really don't care about these spices. Fair play. They like very bland food. And you have to respect that. Classical era, and there's the Dark Era, which we are going to celebrate as being a wonderful achievement. Now, I just need to fix my government in, and I've just finished mysticism quickly. Political philosophy is going to be very quickly done. Now, look at this. Oh, extra culture. Here's my Dark Age, and I think I'm going to get points for spreading my religion around, which hopefully is very close. Yes, it is. I haven't really been rushing that. Now that I don't have Feed the World, there's no real point in rushing it, is there? There it is. Monasticism, extra science, not as much culture, but it's a really good thing, especially once my science gets boosted by Pingala being upgraded once more. Now I can go and explore the map, and that looks like not Hungary. Who is that? Is that white and pink? Is that Georgia? It's a very strange colour. Or Poland, maybe? Might be Poland, actually. There's political philosophy. I think we are going to go for Classical Republic because it might just help me get a little bit more housing and food in my cities to let them grow. There's monasticism. We'll get that science boost. I think that's really, really important that we do that now. Settlers are still a good thing, but urban planning is even better, and First Envoy counts as 2. Huzzah! You can also see as well, there is a marsh tile here, so this would be a pretty decent place to settle a city. Just trying to think of the best parameters here. Let's go and see who this is. Oh no, it's Scythia. Ugh. They already have 556 military strength, and they already dislike me. -8. Well, that's just swell. They will, however, give me a bunch of gold for my spices, so we're going to do that quickly. I'm going to give them open borders because they like me a bit more. There's delegation given to them as well. So there's a delegation. There's open borders. We gave that to them for 3. Do I try and bribe them? I could always try and bribe them to make me, make them like me, but it's unlikely to pay off in the longer run. Now we're in a Dark Age, by the way. I can go and just like get that tribal hut, and that is a builder. That's a really good thing for me. Oh, I needed to stop working that thief tile. Let's not do that. It's not a very good tile for me at all. In fact, actually, I decided to put a bath on the marsh tile, which is probably not the... It's not a great idea in the longer term of things, so... Do I put it in this tile instead? I put it there instead. Oh, Lord. Friendly. Friendly. Declare friendship. Yes! Oh, that is a stroke of luck. There we go. Right, we have a 556 strength friend now. I mean, that's just wonderful. And I'll celebrate by just plonking a city down immediately. I mean, this'll be great. Perfect. Just looking, I can already see that this would be a good bath tile because we've now got the industrial zone there. I mean, that'll be pretty good. I can stick a quarry on that tile. I can stick probably a lumber mill is best there because I can put a lumber mill on this one as well. And there's your +4. So looking at the way this continent is set out, there is silver and some incense and some horses around this desert area, as well as one more reef. In fact, actually, that looks like a reef as well, doesn't it? Yeah. So that could be a good space for a camper spot, as could this. The problem is I don't really want to be settling too many cities in and around the desert. It's not the best for me. There's a double marsh over there, though. And this leads me to believe that I could city centre to there. I could bath to this point. I could make myself an industrial zone there, which means I could put another industrial zone there for Diana. Okay, that's not a bad idea for a city. I'm not really going for huge canal plays this game particularly. That is a desert floodplain. That is a tile that we can get involved with, in theory. So I will probably look to settle up here once we come out of the Dark Age. Look, we've already got half the era skill we need to get into a normal age, and there's 37 turns left. So I should go heroic next time. That shouldn't be an issue. Oh, by the way, the AI mod that I play with fixes the diplomatic favour exploit, so you can't do that at the moment, which is a good thing, I think. It encourages good play. I'm also going to sell my incense to my friend, because now my capital can pick up a campus, which nobody's picking up the scientist points for at the moment. I love that. That's a good thing. So we can go bam, and then bam, like so, put the campus down, and start something wonderful. I think a Russian education and apprenticeship could be the good thing here, but I also want engineering as soon as I can as well. So really, we're not going to be able to skip anything. Let's go for wheel. Now, I believe, and I could be wrong here, but I believe you can build an aqueduct to a volcano because it does count as a mountain, and I believe I can canal to there, which means I could put an industrial zone on this city of +5, which would be a very nice thing for me to do. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the next city I go for. The settling coming along. Oh, Hungary now has 0 cities. I feel like, yep, look, there we go. Scythia is deciding to gobble them all up. That is one aggressive AI. You gotta love it. Great Prophet is done. What religions have been taken? Choral music. Oh, for goodness sake, that was the one I was going to get after Feed the World. Oh, this game. It's so much fun. Sometimes, isn't it? Oh well, let's get a good third best religion. You know what I realised this wavy line looks a little bit like? That's right, railway. So we're going to make a Civ of railway dreams. Perfect. The work ethic I think is going to be pretty underwhelming, I would say, in these cities, but it does give a little bit of production for the extra faith. I mean, I don't have a hugely beneficial pantheon to kind of boost that one through, but I mean, it gives me a little bit. The alternatives would be to go for reliquaries to try and get some relics, to go Jesuit education to give me some campus buildings, but I kind of want Valletta involved, so I want to use my faith on that. So Jesuit education is not going to work in this particular game. Zen meditation would be quite a nice, quiet thing to do. I guess our religion's not going to be super good, so building holy sites everywhere maybe isn't the best possible thing, but I think work ethic is going to be a really decent boost for the beginning of the game. I think that's going to go nicely. I'm also going to go for cross-cultural dialogue because I need the extra science in this early stage of the game. It only gives me the 1 science right now, but don't you worry, that will get better. So +1 production, +1 production. It's really underwhelming, being honest, but as these things go, but it's okay. I think work ethic it gives me a little bit of a benefit. I could have gone for the extra immunity and maybe that would have been a good thing in the longer run, but it's all a bit 50-50 really. There is city number 4. We've actually done a pretty decent job at settling this game. I'm not actually... Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm not surprised. That, unfortunately, is a reef tile that is blocked by amber. So I'm not going to be able to put the campus tile down where I kind of would like it to be. That's a little bit of a problem. Never mind. Oh well, if in doubt, start with a builder. I am literally passing by with warriors that are scouting. Come on now. Don't be like that. Don't be all jealous. Reason I haven't mentioned legions very much is because iron is a little bit of a problem for me right now. Venice has got some and there's some over here, so maybe actually I need to go and settle towards the east. Sorry, the west. I know my directions, I promise. Other than that, yeah, iron is being tricky to get hold of. Hungary will sell it to me, I believe. Nope, still won't sell it to me for now. But maybe they will eventually. So monasticism is now giving me 11 science per turn at the cost of 4 culture. That's not bad, actually. So we'll take that for now. Still building settlers, apparently. And production. I think I'm going to just pick up Ilcum quickly, just so I can build a few more builders a bit faster. Like Aquilia and Arpidum. Oh, I can't say that. Hang on. I think it's Arpinum, isn't it? But now I'm going to call it the Sea City, because, I mean, it's not much easier for me to say, but it'll do. Yeah, now I've got sailing, I can go for galleys in theory, which I'm actually going to... I want to rush, because I'd like to see what's over the sea, but I want to go for apprenticeship. I think this is going to be a good thing for me. So horseback riding into currency, and then we'll go for industrialization. Well, not industrialization, apprenticeship. You know what I mean. It's fine. It's fine. Actually, we'll build that, and we'll build quarries as well. Simon Boulevard and Gran Colombia have appeared. 33 science, 42 culture. I think, yeah, they're doing better than Scythia. Interesting. Now, are you the ones that have been killing Hungary? This is the question. They have 7 cities so far. No, they own Calcutta. Okay, I believe we may have India in the game, and I believe that Gran Colombia may be bullying them, but that's for another day. Trading some luxuries though. I can get jade and pearls in exchange for spices and get some gold on top. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. Let's pick up a missionary. I'd quite like my 4 cities to follow my religion, ideally, because I get science for all the followers of it. Really good to spread around when we can. There is a trader, and I can send a trade route to the letter, which will give me an envoy with them, and now the city-state is, well, I'm a suzerain of it, which is brilliant. Now I can use faith to buy city centre buildings. Not that I have much faith at the moment, but it's good that we have the option, is it not? You know, I might see if I can pick up the Oracle. A bit of culture and a bit of faith, but using that faith to get great people cheaply would encourage me to build holy sites, and also 2 extra great people points would help me to pick up the library. So that is not a bad move. Now, I've got to think about this. My industrial zone needs a little bit more adjacency if we can get it involved. So we'll go for a mine there. I'll go for a mine there. Now, that involves me chopping down that forest. That's not necessarily a bad move for me to do. So it means I don't want to put the Oracle on either of those 2 hills. What I'm going to end up doing is putting it on a hill like, say, over there, because this will give me the option. I don't know why I'm putting a tack down for it. I'll just stick it down there. And it gives multiple cities around the option to put theatre squares there if they want to. Oh, and look at that. Again, same turn. Same turn. The Oracle has been built. Oh, the game is trolling me. I swear it's waiting for me to do it. And then it's like, nope. Anyway, railway dreams are being spread now. That's that city. What religion is this? Oh, they've gone for Judaism up in Scythian lands. What does that do? Warrior monks. Okay, we won't worry about that too much then. 2 science and 1 production to all marsh tiles in the Empire. I was really reluctant to do this, but fine. I'm going to try and build the Etamentanki instead. Oh, this is going to go horribly wrong. If this doesn't go through as well, I'm going to be very disappointed in the game and in life generally. Oh, there's Fez. If I give an envoy to Fez quickly, I'm going to get 2 envoys with them, which is good, and I just need 1 more with them actually, because then I can get a suzerainship with them. Send a trade route. Was that really the quest they had? Hang on, let's just do this again. That is, yeah, send a trade route. Oh dear, that's ages away. Okay, we might have to just wait until we get an envoy in. Oh, in like 4 turns. Okay, well that's great. Okay, that solves that problem nicely. But Fez actually means that we'll get science boosts from spreading my religion, which is awesome. I'm also now going to switch this around quickly to give myself Corvée. 15% extra production towards wonders just shapes a turn off this building. That's good. If I lose this one as well, I'm going to throw the game across the room. No, throw the production into a government plaza. That'll give my campus just a little bit of a boost. That'll be nice. Sea City now has railway dreams as well. Perfect. Look at all this extra science. There's Gandhi. Okay. Fantastic. So India might be a little bit under the thumb of Gran Colombia in this game, but it's okay. They're doing fine otherwise. Oh yes, and he'll buy my luxuries for a sum of money here. That's good. Yeah, a lot up front. Perfect. I've been looking for somebody to buy those. That's really handy. Well, Gandhi immediately wants to be friends. They're at war with Hungary. Okay, but that's fine. Generally, I'm making friends, which is awesome. Gran Colombia don't like anybody else, so I feel like they are going to be the pariah of this continent. Serbia's doing pretty well. I feel like they're a good ally to keep between me and danger at the moment, but we'll see. Sometimes you can get too good an ally, and you get too comfortable, when actually what I should be doing is taking over their cities and expanding to the north. If only I had iron. A lack of iron is really causing me to have very Roman problems, not being able to build legions. There's Fesbo. That's perfect. That unlocks Lake Retba for me, and a little bit of the northern areas of the map. There is a risk that Fez is going to get knocked out of the game pretty quick. Now, they're not giving me a science bonus at the moment because I don't have any libraries up, but what I can do is now spread and get a nice 60 science boost, I believe that's going to be. Yep, that was a 60 science boost. Wow, that's a huge boost. Let's go straight to apprenticeship, get these. Actually, we don't even have the ability to get that right now. So actually, ancient walls. We're going to see if we can get ancient walls up. Now, this city's probably at the biggest risk. We need 80 faith to just spring those into existence with the letter. Wow. Sometimes things just chain together perfectly. I'm also, there we go, we can start to get some mines down in this city. This is weirdly going okay at the moment. Now, it's crazy because the AI is having a really, really good start, and obviously they're playing with Deity ++. It's a huge bonus they're getting, but yeah, I've been so far impressed with this. Now what's going to happen is the AI has put a house, or a city, right next to Lake Retba, which has no food, and because it's not sensible enough to put any districts down that give food, this city is going to eternally be working one of these 2 tiles and it'll never grow. You see this happen so often. Oh my goodness, we built it. The Etamantanki. 2 science and 1 production, all marsh tiles in my empire. Now, I don't really have any floodplains in the city that I'm building it. I kind of sacrificed that element of it to actually get the thing built in the first place. But yeah, 2 science and 1 production to all marsh tiles. That's a huge deal. I've got 1 down here in this little city. I've got 1 there, which is now an insane tile. 1 in this city, 1 in this city. So that's already giving me 8, I believe, science extra per turn at the moment. Yeah, look at that, up to 41. Now, that is obviously being bolstered a little bit by my Dark Age because we have the policy card giving me 75% extra science. But even with that, that's pretty awesome. Let's get the library in, being boosted by Fez just a little bit. And let's quickly get the ancient walls up, which boosts engineering. What I might do is just be a little bit annoying to Scythia, who clearly want to attack theirs. Look at all this army stationed off. And I'm just going to keep a warrior on this tile. Now that'll stop them from navally invading onto that tile, and it should scupper a lot of what they're trying to do. I can't guarantee it's going to work perfectly, but it should give me a little bit of extra time with the city-state just to get acquainted and to really enjoy myself. The 3rd mine? No, it's not. We need to build 1 more mine in order to get the apprenticeship boost, which I do want to do. So I've unlocked baths. I should put some of these down pretty quickly, actually. It's only 3 turns to build it, and it will give me, I mean, it's pretty awesome. In a city that does have fresh water, which is most of them, it still gets 2 housing, and also it gives an additional 2 housing and 1 immunity. So that's 4 housing and 1 immunity in all cities with fresh water, and it gives 8 housing in cities without it. Huge. I'm going to switch over urban planning to natural philosophy, and I'm going to switch over scripture from corvée. Perfect. A little bit more production in the cities that I want it to be in, a little bit more faith, a little bit more science, 47 science per turn. I've almost got this library sorted as well. Awesome stuff. Oh, and we didn't have this. Researcher, +1 science per turn. Lovely stuff. That's my third mine, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Apprenticeship boosted. Oh, we're up to 66 science per turn now. Oh, it's all coming together beautifully. Can I just say, look at what I've spotted here. There's a campus there and a campus there as well. Apparently I've named that A. But look at these tiles. Beautiful mountains, geothermal fissures. That's really good. Apprenticeship. Very good. Okay, actually this bath is going to give me a huge amount more housing in Rome. I need to get it to 10 population ideally. I think I'm going to get the government plaza in first. That'll give me the double great people points from that city, which will help me to pick up all the early great scientists, which somehow haven't been claimed already. There's another luxury. That does count as a duplicate though, so I can get myself a little bit of extra gold up front. That's tasty. In fact, actually, that's going to get the housing, so let's get the water mill going. Bam! That makes that a 6 food tile and also gives a little bit more housing, food into the capital. Oh, but you know what? Let's treat it. Let's get the granary going as well. There we go. The bath was no accident. I always like it when you see things like that. The bath was no accident. The result, it says of the unique genius of our people, but I like to think of the result of putting the plug in, turning the hot and cold water taps on, waiting for probably about 5 minutes, then cursing your luck because you've got to put the boiler on and there's no water and now you're getting into a cold bath, but you just make do with what you've got because you can't bother to wait another hour, especially with gas prices as they are. But is that could just be me. Oh, well, there goes my idea of putting a campus there. Hello, India. God, this was a cramped old map, wasn't it? Blimey. I'm going to focus now on going for mathematics into education. Earning a great scientist I should do soon. I really hope, anyway. Oh, I lost 2 population there.
Without mathematics.
That was in this city. Blimey, that was a big hit. Ouch. Okay, never mind. So there's Pinkala with grants, which means I'm now getting 4, hopefully, scientist points in per turn. Libraries provide +1 science. That's a really, really good card for me. We like that a lot. And I think I might just rush in some other stuff. Although, actually, I could build the Great Library. Now, that would be a pickup. Unfortunately, I can only build it where I was going to build the industrial zone, so is it worth it? What would it do? It would give me boosts to all ancient and classical era technologies, which is 1, 2, 3 technologies. That's not really worth it. 2 science, an extra scientist point per turn, and it all adds up, but that's 14. I mean, I'd rather have the industrial zone, I think. I might look to build it in other cities, maybe, but I could build it maybe in the city down to the south there. Yeah, what I can do instead is get the hanging gardens built. That would be a useful one. Extra 2 housing in the capital that increases growth by 15% in all cities. That'll really help me to get some big things going. Oh, I lost Fez. That's unfortunate. Never mind. It's always ominous when I get iron working at the same time as people get men at arms. But I guess I did skip it, didn't I? I technically do have apprenticeship, so that's a good thing for me, I guess. But now, Bengala is beyond and behind me. I think I'm going to end up going for Mr. Magnus. And I'm going to stick him somewhere with decent production, which is going to probably be the city down here for now. Start pumping some settlers out of this city in a little bit. There is a campus finished, which hopefully means I'm going to pick up a great scientist next term. Again, how I've managed to pull this one off, I don't know, but there's the hanging gardens. Increases growth by 15% in all cities. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Okay, that really will help in my capital especially, but I'm thinking in most cities actually that's going to be brilliant. Just to get that bath-fueled growth going. Oh, the Jebel Barkal, that would give me the iron I need, as well as extra faith. All cities within 6 tiles, which would be quite a few of them if I stuck it there. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. And I'm creating a weirdly good theatre square for myself right there. +7. That'll do. Here's the scientist.
The mark of an
Education gets boosted for me, and the next one is somebody who gives me 3 random techs. That's good. How many? 3 turns until the end of the classical era. We're unlikely to pick up too many more scientists of the classical variety, unfortunately, but never mind. I'm just going to move you straight to that, and we're going to stick a 3 library into that city. There it is. Boom! 105 science per turn now. Lovely stuff. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Matthew Wilkinson, Salty Tech, Davalex, Trevor Askby, Paul Coffey, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard Portland, Petra Ryan, and Matthew Hatch. For all of your support and for everybody that generally helps the channel to thrive, thank you all very much. See you next time.